start us in prayer? Mary David, will you start us in prayer?
Father, we thank you for this day that you give us, Father. We thank you, Lord, for all the ones that are here today. We ask for your help us in the decisions that we make here. To be honored and glorified in you, Father. We know that there's many sick in the hospital, Lord, to have wrecks and other things, Father. We ask you to lay hands on them, that they might be brought to fullness of life. Father, we pray for our nation to turn back to you for it's everlasting too late. God, help us, Lord, it's our people that we humble ourselves and pray and turn from our wicked ways. We seek thy face, that you might have our great land, for our children and grandchildren sake. Father, we thank you. Your wonderful saving grace, thank you for saving me, Lord, long ago. Lord, just be with us here today. Forgive us of our many sins, that we think it all in Jesus' sweet name. Amen.
Thank you. Pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I forgot to mention, of course, Mayor Dave prayed, but Steve Jones' mother passed away yesterday, Monday morning, and so, remember him and his family in your prayers. Funeral Saturday at 11. Okay. All right, we will move on to roll call, please, Ms. Sherry.
Greg Mitchell, Dan Hollingsworth.
Here.
Dale Reagan, Luke Collins, Alan Foster.
Here.
R.J. Crawford, Matt Adcock, Josh Miller, Jimmy Johnson, Harvey Stower, Jim Morgan,
Here.
Lloyd Williams, Steve Jones, Tommy Day,
Here.
Stephen Barlow,
Here.
Roy Burnett, Stephen Bilbrey,
Here.
Sam Gibson,
Here.
Randy Porter, Danny Holmes,
Here.
Jeff Mason,
Here.
John Potts,
Here.
David Sullivan,
Here.
Elisa Farmer, Eddie Bell,
Here.
Ralph Chastain, Denny Robinson, Jerry Lowry,
Here.
Alejandro Cisneros Conahan, Representative Cameron Sexton, Senator Paul Bailey.
Thank you, Ms. Sherry. We do have a quorum. At this time, I would ask for, is there anyone signed up for public comment? All right, seeing none, we will move on to item number 4, is the approval of the consent agenda. You have a set of minutes and resolution 260201. At this time, I will take a motion to approve the, consent agenda. Motion, Mayor Lowry. Second, Mayor Barlow. I have a motion and a second on the consent agenda. Any questions or discussions on that? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The consent agenda is approved. We will move on to number 5. Ms. Ginger will give us a financial report.
Well, Ginger is not here. I'm filling in for her today. She's at a training event. So you should have a copy of the financial report through the end of the calendar year 2025 as of 12/31. You can see our revenues at that point in time was $4.6 million against revenue or expenditures of 4.8, which required right at $278,000 in matching revenue, which we do through our grant administration, our local dues, and various things along that line. Our program matching revenue sits at $493,811, and then our other non-grant related expenditures of $39,233, which puts us right now at a hefty $175,952 in where we have revenue over expenditures. Of course, that will continue to drop as the year goes along. That's prorated out. So.
All right. Thank you. Any questions on the financial report? Seeing none, I take a motion to approve.
Motion.
Mayor Barlow with a motion, have a second?
Can I, one more thing I had, Ginger wanted me to mention to you, and I'm gonna throw this out there, we should do this every year. Obviously, she'll be sending out the letters with the dues, notices that'll be coming up. One thing I would ask you to consider, some do this, some don't, and this would apply to both agencies, so I'm not gonna repeat it again when they do HRA. We are a dues-based setup in state statute. I know a lot of you list us under nonprofits as far as the payment of those dues. Really, we would probably be better suited either under your tabs in the budget, or I know there used to be a planning and development section, those type of things. I'd encourage you to do that. Just it would make things a little bit easier from our standpoint when we submit, because some of you like I said, we get lumped in with the different nonprofits that are asking for money, but that's really not what we are. We are a dues paying required by state statute, a dues entity, so I just throw that out there, and she'll be sending those out probably sometime the 1st of March, so just keep an eye out for that, and, ask you to include us in the budget this year. So.
All right, thank you. Any other questions, discussions on the approval of the financial report? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Financial report is approved. Item number 6 is action items. We do not have any action items at this time, so we will move on to the executive director report. And I will say this, my gracious and humble vice chair brought up the fact that we didn't have a name tags.
I know you can't remember anybody's name, but
Too stressed out on an iPad and forgot the name, I apologize. We can't get both of those things going at the same time.
See, I was nice to you, you know what you are.
Just a few things, I'm gonna recognize Kelly Clarkson first. You're jumping up here, she has some updates she needs to let you know about.
Good morning, thank you for, having me, Mr. Garland. I am the Assistant Director with the Area Agency on Aging and Disability here at the Development District, and we are in the process of our required 4-year area plan with our State Unit on Aging, which is the Department of Disability on Aging. And we are putting all of our services out for bid. That includes senior centers, all of our HCBS, our home and community-based providers, legal assistance, transportation, and legal counsel for our public guardianship program. For that being said, if your senior center is under county government, the director should have already gotten in touch with you or will be getting in touch with you because they are needing some documents and also your signature. We will be having, all of those bids or applications are on the Development District website, and they should be submitted no later than Friday, March the 13th. We will have that bid opening on Monday, March the 16th. We also have a public hearing that we are required to have, and that's gonna be on Wednesday, March 18th at 9:30, and Overton County Senior Center has graciously, accepted to host for us. So if y'all's schedule allows, we would love to have you. We have to submit that public comment in with our area plan that's due on April the 3rd. So if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to contact me or Holly Williams, the director, who will take with you. So, thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Next thing I have on my list is talk about garbage just a little bit. I met with the solid waste directors, or a group of the solid waste directors this last week, to update them on a meeting that all the development districts across the state had a meeting with Commissioner Salyers and his solid waste, team in Nashville about the upcoming 10-year plan. Now, this directly affects the counties, but obviously the cities are a part of this plan as well, and probably need to hear all this information as well. One of the things, they are encouraging us to work with the counties across the state, and they have are y'all aware of this program they're gonna do with the grants?
I've heard it's coming today.
Okay, all right, so they have the state's 10-year plan, which is being completed now, and then each, across the state, all the solid waste regions are supposed to compile a plan that goes along with that. So you'd start at the county level, the cities would be involved in that, and it's basically looking at the next 10 years, how to handle the waste streams inside the state of Tennessee, and have a 10-year plan that matches up with the state's plan. Now currently, we have 2 that are true regions. So Smith, Macon, and Trousdale, you have one true solid waste region. And then the other one is Cannon and Warren County. And you're in with Tullahoma or Coffee County, and I can't remember, it seems like it's somebody else. Rutherford, okay. So you're automatically a part of a region. Then, on top of that, what they have is roughly 85 county level plans. They don't want 85 county level plans. So what they have asked us to do is to work with you to see if, from this planning standpoint, you will look at coming together as a group of counties to have this plan. They have allocated out at least $25,000 for each county to have money go towards this. And some counties, depending on the size of it, Putnam County is a little bit more. I'm not sure about Warren County. They said Warren Crossville might be borderline, they may get a little bit more. But they've allocated out at least $25,000 for each county. Like I said, they don't want 85 different county level plans. So one of the things that we pitched to the solid waste directors, and obviously ultimately would come down to this group here around the table, from your perspective, we proposed them looking at, for the other 10 counties in the region, sort of like what we have, RPO. You could have the 5 northern counties, so it would be Clay, Pickett, Overton, Pinterest, and Jackson. I think 5 there. And then the lower ones would be Putnam, Cumberland, Van Buren, White, and DeKalb. And basically all that would be doing is to go back, instead of having 10 different grants, what we would do, and Lily in our office would handle that, facilitate, do one grant application on behalf, you would pull all your money and hire one consultant to do one plan that covers those 5. Now, that's just our suggestion. If you wanted to do something different, so since Mayor Aycock's not here, if DeKalb County decided they wanted to go in with Cannon and Warren, certainly would be able to do that. If a Jackson County or somebody wanted to go in with your plan, you can do that. You can form multiple little groups to do that, but they do not want to go through a process where they have 85 individual across the state county level plans. They want true regional plans. This does not mean you have to be in a region like you have existing, and you guys have. But as far as this grant application and the planning process, they would like to see it being done from a true regional perspective. And we'll stop there. Questions, comments? I'm trying to think, probably trying to look around the room. Did y'all go through, have you done it? Anybody been here at least 10 years? I didn't think, probably Dale and maybe anyone went through it 10 years ago. There were 10 years you have to do it. Comments, thoughts?
Consultants, you say hire, can we hire, I mean, will you all be able to do that? Or do we have to go outside and hire somebody else?
We would just do the procurement, we would put it out there and hire on behalf of you and then turn it over. And then basically the consultant's going to go do the plan and then they'll present it to each county from there on out.
How was it done 10 years ago?
It was done
Individually?
individually, yes. And the other thing they're looking at is the limited number of consultants or engineers that would be able to do this as well. So they're thinking it makes sense to have a smaller number of projects versus everybody trying to hire the same consultant to do at $25,000 each.
Well, each county would pool their money together.
Yeah.
And we just have to come together, as 4 or 5 counties, have a meeting and discuss and.
Y'all select which one you're happy with, they will do the plan, and then they'll bring it back, and then you would have to approve that, each county would have to approve that on their own. I'm assuming either one's already in. Do y'all individually at the county level approve stuff that y'all do under your solid waste?
We approve our ARP numbers.
You would then, as a collect, so you got 3, you would have to approve, and y'all got 4, all 4 would have to approve. So, it streamlines the process, obviously, it just makes it easier on the state, it makes it easier on the consultants to do that. You don't have to, that's the other thing, nobody's forcing you to do it, if you say, no, I'm gonna go my own way and do my own. I understood from Commissioner Sayer, you got that prerogative, they just would rather see grouping it together and doing it, from a regional perspective.
Is the state gonna have their plan out? If they say they wanna match it up, are they gonna have their plan so we can look at it?
They should have theirs, is Lily in here, Tommy? Do you know about when they plan it? It's this fall to have theirs completed, isn't it? Jesse's here, Jesse, what, add comments, they said you would be prepared for this, Jesse.
Yeah, I think Lily and I are both in agreement. I think hi everybody, Jesse McBride today. I think their plan is before fall.
Okay.
Yes, that would be the goal, is to have everything out before fall. So late summer, early fall is when the plan should be, I'm hoping, out. But I can get a definitive on that if you want one.
But then the consultants would have, I don't know, is there a time limit they have to get these done at the regional level?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Did I misstate anything that?
No, I mean, from what I've heard from the commissioner and from Tara, that's exactly what they were hoping for. And, like you said, they just wanted to be a little easier on the consultants and on you all, and, making those groups make sense for our area too, right? So working that out, but I think you're spot on.
Well, and I'm gonna quote the commissioner, and I don't know if he said that and you've heard it as well. He said point blank, he did not want any of the development district staff, they don't want us compiling the plans, and they don't want the county staff compiling the plans either. They don't want just an update where you change the date and send in the exact same plan. So,
Due to my past history of being quoted in the Herald Citizen, I will stay quiet.
I mean, ultimately, you all have to decide that, so, I don't know how you want to proceed on that, but we do have a little bit of time, because those haven't come out, so we would have probably another meeting if we wanna, y'all want to discuss that between now and then, if a group of you wanna go together and submit one application, we're here to assist you in that, so.
Like I said, I don't mind saying that, I know that we've got a couple here that's already in a region. The ones that are not in a set region, is it limited to 3 or 4, can we have 10? And all as a unified group in the whole area, we're working together in the same goal, and the same guidelines, seems to me like that'd be more efficient. Or is that too much?
No, from a planning standpoint, I mean, you think about how the trash flows now. Everybody does pretty much the same thing, correct? I mean, how many facilities, how many counties around this table bring to you?
Two.
Just outside?
Out of Upper Cumberland, two.
And of course, White County, I think, is gonna start, except out of county yard. But there's only a limited number. Where do y'all go to Rutherford County? Is that where y'all go to?
We, of course, we got a contract from, Capital Waste, and they take the rate in.
Okay. So
We're taking ours, like,
Yeah, well, they got a contract, that's where it's funded, right?
Now, I mean, from a grant standpoint, put them all together wouldn't be a problem. Now, operational, you need to think through, does it make sense to do with 10 or what?
So once the guidelines are set, can the county commission tweak, say, that one really don't work for us, but we can do this? And just seems to me like it's more efficient if we all pull together and do the same thing. With that one guideline and then go from there.
Yeah.
And match that with the states, instead of having 7 or 8 or 10 even, just let them.
You could do that. Yeah. I think you just need to think through what makes sense from the way the trash flows. Where do y'all go with your trash?
It goes to Clay County.
What about Colton?
We take some, like, us, little girl side, they bring theirs to us. Ours goes to us now, but our contract's fixing to be up and we're looking at waste management.
Okay. But they just wanna sit down and think through who's doing things similar now as far as the waste stream, where it's ending up, recycling, stuff like that. At the end of the day, all this is about is these planning grants and how they'd rather just have a small number of planning grants versus everybody doing their own, so. like I said, I don't think any action has to be taken today. If y'all wanna start thinking about that and discussing, we can put it on the agenda for the next meeting, and probably at that time, we'd be close to trying to decide if you want to partner together. But you probably just need to be thinking about how you would like to join together.
So that 25,000, if we partner with 3 others, you're saving $100,000.
Yes.
That whoever is doing it is planning group.
Yeah.
So if we pull all that money together, can you get a, I don't even know if this is the right terms, a better or really, is it better and quicker to do that? Than to just, and everybody individualize, and if you get, we're gonna pay you 25,000 to do it versus you get 100,000 to do for one plan for all of us?
If I was a consultant, if I had to choose between doing a $25,000 plan and a $125,000 plan, I'm going with the $125,000 plan. That would just be my,
I would assume the grants go through the county since we're
yeah.
the responsible entity for that, right?
It'd just be a pass through. Whoever you select, it would probably go right through you straight to the.
So you all would just administer the grant? Is that-
We would be happy to administer grant like we do, and we would get absolutely nothing out of it, but we would do that and do the RFQ for qualification, just handle that, so. We can streamline it, make your life a little easier.
Can we negotiate the fee?
Or,
Yeah.
well, it's zero, if you wanna negotiate
All right.
that.
Zero, all right.
You think you can talk Tommy Lee into paying you to administer your grant?
We're having lunch tomorrow, so I got a shot at it.
No, you can't negotiate, I mean, how did the water negotiation, that admin fee where you gave us a deal, how'd that work out for you?
So is it $25,000 for the county, or is it 25 for county and the city is 25?
They've allocated out at least $25,000. Now, I was told the other day that some counties, Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong, may have a larger amount if they're a larger entity based on population. I think Cookville, Putnam County is in that category. I don't know if Crossville or Warren County is.
I think it's 50,000 is the number, so I think it would be Cumberland and Putnam that would get the 50,000. And it's $50,000 for 50,000 people or more.
All right. So you want to table that and then put that back on the agenda for the next meeting, and y'all can have those discussions between now and then, and decide if you want to partner together. That's common. All right. We can do that. All right, I'm gonna keep moving. We do have this afternoon, I hope some of you are gonna be able to stay, the opportunity zone meeting will be starting at 12:30. We've got box lunches coming, so if you're able to stay over for that meeting, we've got some stuff coming to help take care of you so you don't have to go hungry. Let's talk about the opportunity zones, because that's another one. We're coming up, I got anybody around the table was here with opportunity zones before, correct?
No, clear here.
You were there? Okay. Those are put in place every 10 years. So the dynamics are changing, that's what the state's coming in. What we'll have to do, or what you've got to do, is we've got to submit where we think those opportunity zones need to be. Before, everybody got at least one, if I'm correct, in the Upper Cumberland. Megan, am I right on that? All 14 got one. The problem with this go around is the number statewide is gonna drop by roughly 20 to 30%, something like that. So not everybody's gonna get one this time. So you're gonna have to make a case of why you need an opportunity zone. Now, ultimately, the governor, if I'm correct, Angela, do you know that?
I know some of it.
Okay, if I'm correct, the governor's office actually establishes where they
That's
are.
correct. It'll go back to the government, that's correct.
But you've gotta make the case of why a Sparta or a Birdstown or anybody should have one of these opportunity zones.
Which is that? This one or?
It's probably the next, I think.
I think it's this, I think it's now.
Okay.
Lamont will be here, be able to answer those questions. I
So,
believe it is.
from your perspective, that's what you need to try and make the decision on and help them understand why to include the places. Now, keep in mind, it's not a blank slate. There are eligible parts of each one of your communities. You're gonna look at that, you're gonna say, well, that don't fit for what I'm wanting to do. It's all based on demographics. Why this is more important on this Opportunity Zone Act is that rural communities are getting a bonus. So these individuals that's looking to do investment, like on housing or industrial, they're gonna look more at the rural because they get a higher score on that. So it does give you a competitive advantage versus the more urban areas, so.
If we had anybody in our region take advantage of that,
Yeah, we've had some projects. Nothing, I think, that's,
because we've had a big block, and nobody, I mean, it's never been took advantage of.
I think, in the beginning, when they originally started these opportunity zones, there were a lot of rules and a lot of people trying to understand about it. But more and more, when we're seeing prospects, they are asking about where opportunity zones are. So I think it's something that people are becoming more aware of and therefore utilizing more of that.
and correct me, and like I said, Lamont's gonna be here after lunch and he can explain that. You may never know if a project has opportunity zones, because it does not go through the county level or anything. You will never know it probably. If an industry locating or somebody building housing, if they're taking advantage, because it's an IRS
Correct.
tool, so you may or may not even realize it.
And I know Jeff Brown at the Biz Foundry has dealt a lot with this also, so if he's got an entrepreneur that's looking to, or, you know, the capital looking to be able to invest it somewhere, they're looking at opportunity zones of where they can do that.
So all that being said is, if you can stick around, there's a good reason why you need to stick around and listen today and have a better understanding moving forward, how you present your community to be one of those opportunity zones. All right, I'm gonna keep moving. Last time I got, where is Mark Dudney at? Mark Dudney is our resident historian here, and we have something we wanna pitch to you, a feel good. Stephen, do you know what's happening this July?
Yeah.
What's happening?
250th.
250th. All right.
And my birthday.
Huh?
And my birthday.
And your birthday.
250th birthday.
Yeah, I started to ask Sam what was gonna happen this July, and I was afraid of his answer. I didn't know how he was gonna respond to it. But anyway, one of the things we would like to do is sort of plan ahead of time. We wanna pitch something to you. If you're interested, great. If you're not, that's fine as well. But one of the things we'd like to do is have a regional project dealing around with the 250th anniversary of our country. And Mark, I'm gonna let you explain what you've come up with. It's very simple, it is cheap, it's not gonna cost you anything, but it's something I think would be pretty cool.
Yeah, Mark asked me to come up with an idea that was regional in focus about America 250. 4th of July this coming year is our 250th birthday. July the 8th, it was signed on the 4th, but July the 8th is when it was first read aloud to the public in colonial America. And so, across the country already, it is planned at different times of day that communities, national parks, etc., will be doing a reading of the entire Declaration of Independence. Now, whether you go real fast or slow, it's roughly between 7 and 10 minutes long. And so, what I'm already doing some programming with this with specific counties, and I mentioned this to Mr. Farley, and it's like, what if we could get all 14 counties, all our communities, to do a public reading at high noon on Wednesday the 8th, when it'll be happening all over the country, and it'll be happening all at the same time in our own region. Now, I'm sure that your communities, whether it's the local government or the historical societies, you know, community groups, probably already gonna have programming going on. We would just like to sort of bake this in or add to it. And one of the things we're gonna ask is to have people video some of what is being recorded and then share that back with us. And then we will create a short video that sort of shows that people are reading it across the region at the same time.
And so that way, when it's over, we'll have a little video time capsule that we'll then share back out with everybody. So it's pretty low maintenance. We're gonna, I think, Mark is gonna have, maybe grill out hot dogs here and have the employees here. It's on Wednesday the 8th, it falls on a Wednesday, so it's not gonna get involved with the weekend and the holiday time. So, we'd love to have y'all participate. I will coordinate everything. I'll send the templates. I'll send you out the script of the declaration. I'll send you, the template for what goes in the paper, the announcements and everything. And then if y'all can sort of connect me with like who the people are in the communities that might be the person that's already doing this kind of program. So, we hope y'all can participate. Mark mentioned, and I like this idea, is that if possible, if y'all are up for it, the county executive be the one to read it. Now, that won't be the case maybe in every one. The ladies there in Jackson County, they've already hooked me up with doing that. So, and there may be somebody that might be like a better fit in other communities, but, the idea of the highest elected official in that county, reading it aloud is pretty cool. So, I'll be in touch with y'all in a few weeks, reaching out, asking for like who's the point of contact back, and we hope y'all will participate. I think this will be pretty cool. Any questions? Thank y'all very much.
Y'all let something interest you or? I love it because it doesn't take a lot of time. I think it'll be pretty impactful. I don't know if y'all were like me. I remember I was, I guess, 9 years old when it turned 200. And I don't know, I may have been just right that age, but I remember everything around Sparta. Eric, you remember that? I mean, we did stuff around. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. So.
We got a lot of stuff going on.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, that's all I have for the delegation.
All right. Next is, regional partners. I do see Angela and Sean with UCD. Sean's gonna do it.
Our regional, numbers here, we have 524 new jobs.
In last year.
Yeah, I'm sorry, in last year. Almost $10 million in CapEx, not counting the historic Korea Zinc investment of $6.2 billion. We don't know how much of that's gonna land in Smith County. But that's been jobs across, Warren, White, Overton, Putnam, Smith, including companies like EFAB, Best Bath, 70 Acres, Butchery, Serious, Durable Products, and Korea Zinc.
Thank you. Any questions for those guys? All right, I saw the distinguished man from Canton County, Mr. Boyd Barker. You got an update for us?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to back up to what Mark Dudley said and just say that I have a photograph that was taken in about 1950, 1951, somewhere right in there, of my mother reading the Declaration of Independence on the courthouse square in Woodbury, flanked on either side with Joel Evans and Jim Cummins. So I have that photograph of her doing that very thing, and I think that's great.
Yeah.
That's a great thing to have that Declaration of Independence read. Tennessee Department of Agriculture, I'm always promoting the Tennessee Agricultural Enhancement Program. I thought I would just give you a little highlight about what this program has meant to this region for the last 20 years. That program started in fiscal year 06. And we've spent anywhere from, 20 to $26 million a year all across the state and all 95 counties. But this morning before I left, I tabulated how much money has been spent during that 20 years in the Upper Cumberland counties. We've got 14 counties. And we have participated in 20,369 projects in the Upper Cumberland. And we have spent $64,298,348. So that program has been very, very popular all across the state, but in particular in the Upper Cumberland. And our number one county in the whole state is Warren County. And we have participated on 2,469 projects. $10,016,877 in Warren County alone, so. I give you the data, and when I come visit, the county mayors that I visit, I usually give you an update on that. But that's been a very important program, for agriculture in the rural areas of this county. Also want to bring up Ag Track, the cost share program that we have is also very popular. We have a, application period quarterly, and the deadline for that application period is coming up on March the 30th. And also for the Ag Enterprise Fund on April the 10th. So keep those in mind, and I'll try to send out an email to everyone, all my counties, and, remind you of those deadlines coming up. But, anyway, that's my report. If you have anything else, any questions, I'll be glad to try to answer.
Thank you, Mr. Boyd. Mr. Jesse, P-Deck?
Yes, okay, so we talked about solid waste. I did send a couple emails, so I'm gonna try to get an idea of time frame for the individual county plans, but, you guys should have received an email from me about the BRAG webinars that are coming up. We have one on the 24th and one on the 28th, so, please plan to attend those, especially if you receive funding in last year's cycle, because you're going to want to apply for further funding, if you did find some stuff. So make sure that you guys hop on those. Additionally, we're gonna have a new state park in the Upper Cumberland, which is exciting. That'll be in Warren County. So we'll be dedicating that in May, so that's exciting. But that'll be, 13, I think, in the Upper Cumberland. So, if you guys want more information, I can share that with you. But that's just kind of some updates for me.
Thank you, Ms. Jesse. Derek Lane with, Constance Rowe's office, I saw him.
Nothing to report, just
Okay.
taking it all in.
All right. And, Ms. Shirley, Ms. Amy with, Congressman UCHRA's office, I think they're here. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Caleb with Senator Blackburn, I see him back there.
I don't have anything, as always, please never hesitate to reach out to our office if we can be of any assistance. If you need federal casework, if you apply for any federal grants, we'll be more than happy to, put in letters of support, so just holler.
I believe Ryan Barnhart with Workforce is here.
Good to see everybody. For those that don't know who I am, some of you probably don't. I'm the new Executive Director of Workforce, and certainly looking forward to get to know a lot of you county mayors a lot better. We're here to make sure that you all have the workforce that you need in your communities, and we're doing everything we can to make that happen. So we've got a lot going on with upcoming worker training right now. Those dollars have been released, and we're looking forward to helping our local businesses to offer the training that their employees need, and just a lot going on, so appreciate it.
Thank you. Tanner, I didn't see you, I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Mayor, appreciate it. Tanner Cox, Senator Bill Haggerty's office, happy to be here. Recently, I guess, in the Senate, the SAVE Act has been a big thing up there. We'll kind of see how that plays out. It can be a pretty complicated process, but still aiming towards some kind of federal legislation for voter ID laws. Been working a lot with FEMA. I hate that Mayor Jones isn't here, because I was happy to report, about 2 years ago, or maybe a little longer, Congressman Rose was able to earmark about $3.5 million for water line expansion for the Corps there. And in December, January, we finally got that passed through appropriations on the Senate side, got it put in the budget, and so they'll be receiving that money for that project pretty soon. But like Caleb said as well, if there's ever anything that we can be of help with any kind of federal issue, whether that be you guys, casework, whatever, just give us a shout.
Thank you. I saw her earlier, Tyler Asher's mentor and developer, Ms. Jody Pitts. She lives out there.
Thank you, I'll be back. Hi, if I haven't talked with you all already, I'll be talking with you about connecting you with the Business Resource Collective, which is free help for your small businesses in your community. So if I have not called you in the past couple of weeks, I'll try to catch you today, or I'll be in touch in the next couple of weeks.
Thank you, Ms. Jody. Or moved to better title, we didn't have to do that. We haven't run over that. Did I miss anybody from public partner, regional partners? All right, I don't see anybody. All right, today, is there any old business? New business? All right, seeing none, I will take a motion to adjourn. Motion and second, all those in favor? We are adjourned. All right, we will go on to UCHRA. We will call the executive committee of the upcoming Human Resources Authority to order. Roll call, please, Ms. Sherry.
Craig Mitchell, Dale Raven, Alan Foster.
Here.
Matt Adcock, Josh Miller, Jimmy Johnson, Jim Morgan.
Here.
Steve Jones, Stephen Barlow.
Here.
Laura Burnett. Here. Stephen Gilbreath.
Here.
Sam Gibson.
Here.
Randy Porter. Danny Holmes.
Here.
Jeff Mason.
Here.
John Potts.
Here.
David Sullivan.
Oh, he went to me.
Lisa Farmer.
I was supposed to be out.
Terry Bell.
Here.
Kenny Robinson. Jerry Lowry.
Here.
Alejandro Cisneros Monahan. Representative Cameron Sexton and Senator Paul Beck.
We have a quorum. All right, we're good to go. All right, is there anyone signed up for public comment? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to item number 4, the approval of the consent agenda. You have an executive committee meeting minutes, a policy council report, and a resolution 260201. Have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second. All right, I have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Consent agenda is approved. Item 5 is the UCHRA financial report. Director Hardy, will you handle that today?
Okay, well, this is once again through the end of the calendar year 2025. We received 13 million, almost 14 million in revenue, with 14 million in expenses, so a program match of 186,000 to that point in time. Our total non-grant related revenues was 326,000, with total expenses against that of 38,000. Right now, we're sitting at revenue over expenditures of $131,113. Of course, that we get all our dues and our state appropriation, everything up front, so then that'll start working its way down as we continue with the year.
Any questions or discussions on that? Seeing none, I take a motion to approve the financial report.
Yeah. So moved.
Motion and a second. All right, I have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? And that passes. Item number 6 is our Van Buren County Head Start report.
Standard as always, we have our financial reports, which shows our credit card, our in-kind, and those type of activities, and then our other required things that have to be approved by the board, certifications and assurances, and then we've got a couple applications for grants and a continuation grant letter that you need to approve there, along with in-kind and volunteer administrative policy and our community assessment for 2025. We can break that down, explain any of that, but it's fairly cut and dry every year. So.
Anybody want anything pulled out of that to discuss or vote on? If not, I will take a motion to group and approve all of those.
Motion.
Second. A motion and a second to group and approve the Van Buren County Head Start report. Any questions or discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? That passes. Item number 7 is our CSBG update. Ms. Liddell?
Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to share, either on your tablets or in your binders, you will see dashboards for November, December, and January. Standard, just rocking along. You will notice there had not been any LIHEAP funds in there. I'm happy to say that we have received our contract and the funds, so we're working on getting those dispersed out to the counties, and we have a lot of folks that have applied and are on the waiting list, so we'll be working through that so you can let folks in your county know that we do have funds and we're starting to work through those. Something else that we talked about at our policy council was it's time for us to do our 3-year needs assessment through the Community Services Block Grant. So what we did was we brought in our surveys and we worked with the policy council to make sure we had the right type of questions, and we're working on finalizing those. Once we do, we'll send them out by email to everyone. We're hoping that you will help us and forward those to folks in your county. We're looking for business owners, we're looking for government, we're looking for individuals that receive our services, and also just the general public. And what comes out of this is will be the top 5 needs of the Upper Cumberland. So from 2023, the last time we did the needs assessment, our top 5 needs were higher paying jobs, access to affordable housing, quality job opportunities, resources for homeless individuals, and access to mental health services. Notice there was no food insecurity back in 2023, so we are anxious and excited to see what those needs, will they be changing, will there be something that new that comes up. So we just wanted to bring that to your attention so that you'll know that you'll be receiving that link, and to share it far and wide. We'll also do QR codes and get it out in our county offices. Does anyone have any questions for me?
Any questions, Ms. Liddell?
All right, thank you.
All right, seeing none, I will take a motion to approve that report.
So
Motion to second.
Thanks, everybody.
I have motion to second
Appreciate
to
you.
approve that. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? That carries. Item 8 is action item. I do not have any action items. You agree, Clay? All right, item number 9, we'll move on to our executive director report.
All right, just a few things. I want to update you. We've had some things looking at our community corrections. I think we got that, when we put that agenda out, we had a little questions whether or not what the governor was doing with our appropriations in the budget, but I think we've since rectified that, so I'm gonna skip over the community corrections. Although a little brag, is Melissa here? We got Ryan and Michael back in the day that does our recovery work. That's one of those programs, at some point, I think we need to have a sit down and discuss with the various counties about what we've been doing there, and then also talk about how we can tie into the local communities opioid abatement money as well. But that's, we're seeing some great progress there. We've had 33 graduates of our day reporting centers so far, and out of those 33, we've only had 1 that's had any trouble with law enforcement getting picked back up, so we're very proud of those numbers. One I do want to tout for you, and I think Rebecca handed these out. You should have just got a thing. Talks about moving families off TennCare. I want to brag. Of course, we received about 4 or 5 years ago the TANF Opportunity Pilot Grant, a very unique opportunity, $25 million over a 3 to 4 year period to try and look at new ways of improving families' lives. These are working families. These are people that are in the workforce, but they are stuck for whatever reason and not moving up the economic ladder. Megan Spurgeon and Ryan and Barnhart and Rosa Smith had the opportunity this last week to go and testify in front of the House Insurance Committee over the savings that we have produced for TennCare, just looking at them alone. And I'm going to brag a little bit. The navigators we've had working with the families, which were right about 900 families across the 14 counties. Of those families that have seen a household income, we're averaging around $20,000 a household in increased revenue or increased earnings over the length of their being in our program, which is right at a year and 2 months, so right at 14 months period of time. One of the things we started tracking, and we didn't really think would be that big a deal, but we realized pretty quickly that we were moving families off of TennCare. And of the 900 families we worked with, we've moved 572 men, women, and children off of TennCare and into the private sector insurance. We're very proud of that, because you do the rough math, it's roughly $6,200, $6,500 a person is the cost per year for TennCare. I had one legislator doing the quick math on his phone, and he said, that's $3.5 million a year. And I said, yes, you're right. So, that's a pretty impressive number when you look at TennCare. So much so that we've had TennCare reaching out to us, and I think they want to have further discussions on how our program is affecting their participants and how we're able to move them off and see if there's some ways they can capture that. So just wanted to brag about that. It was one of those things we really didn't think about when we started. But, you know, sometimes you have unintended consequences, and that's one of those positive ones right there. And, you know, the families we're working with, I want to say a caveat there. They're all working. A lot of them working multiple jobs. They don't know how to move up that economic ladder. And with a little help and some assistance, they're able to do that. So I'm very proud of that, and just wanted to highlight that for you this morning. Mr. Chairman, that's all I have.
That's all you have today, well, we appreciate that. Is there any old business? Any new business? Seeing none, I would take a motion to adjourn.
Second.